Have you made me the co-host?
Yeah, you're the co-host now.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Good evening. Good evening, friends.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
I hope we all have an enjoyable journey. It is supposed to be a 4-day design thinking course, but I don't know. It could extend to a couple of days more. It all depends upon how we move forward. So let me start. Welcome to day 1 of the design thinking course.
No audio, Mr. Arun.
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा।
Intention drives energy. Let us create the intention within us to attain the highest possible level of expertise in whatever we do. And may Lord Ganesha remove all obstacles in our way to achieving our objectives. Now, talking of achieving our objectives and obstacles reminds me of what Lord Krishna told Arjuna while giving the Gita Upadesh. He had said that man is unable to achieve his highest objective, not because of obstacles, but because he focuses on lesser objectives, the path for which is very clear to him. That means in our life, when something very easy is visible to us, we go after it, leaving the more difficult, more unclear, unattempted, and in the process, we fail to achieve the highest possible level of expertise that we can. This is one, poster which is very dear to me. Life is simple, it's just not easy. How dichotomous it is, isn't it? How can something simple not be easy? Now, I'll request everyone to mute. There is some background noise, please. How can something which is very simple be difficult? And if it really is so, how can we make it easy? This course on design thinking is all about realizing that this simple life is also easy. Let me help you understand it with the personal experience of mine. I have two sons. About 10 years back, my younger son, who was studying in Loyola College, he came to me and he told me, Dad, I want a motorcycle. Well, an 18-year-old can be expected to ask for a motorcycle. It wasn't anything very, surprising to me. But I knew the way he was telling that he had a doubt in his mind that I might not accept. So before I could answer, he rushed forward. He said, Dad, a new model of mobile is coming. I want to buy that. The booking is starting in 2 days' time. I want to go and book it. The cost of the mobile is around 90,000. I want to earn it myself. I don't want to trouble you. Inside my heart, I felt, may God give all fathers such sons. I said, okay, fine, go ahead. I got no objection. If you want to earn the 90,000 within the next 3 months and buy yourself a motorcycle, why should I object? He said, but I want your help. I said, in what way? He said, Dad, I want to open a batata vada stand in my college. He happened to be a student of Loyola College. He wanted to open a batata vada stand in Loyola College, and in 3 months' time, he wanted to earn 90,000 rupees. And he came and told me, Dad, you're supposed to be a great design thinker. Help me design the batata vada stand so that, I will be able to earn 90,000 rupees in the next 3 months, or 80 or 90,000 rupees in the next 3 months. His objective was to earn 80,000 rupees in the next 3 months, and he wanted me to give the design criteria for the batata vada stand. Friends, we will start our day with a group activity. There are around 19 of you. I'll split you into 3 groups. In these 3 groups, you are going to brainstorm and do the job for me. Is it okay? Let's see which one of you comes up with the best design criteria. My son is lucky that he has got some great brains working for him. I have opened the 3 rooms. Please go ahead and join the rooms. Mr. Bhavesh, Mr. Gopi, Ms. Pushpa, please join your rooms. Mr. Gopi, Mr. Bhavesh, Ms. Pushpa, please go and join your rooms. Ms. Pushpa, please go and join your room. Back, friends. Welcome back, friends. I hope you had a very interesting time. So now we will start from room number 3. I want room number 3 to tell me what exactly they felt, how easy or how difficult was the discussion, what is the way the discussion went, and ultimately what is it they have decided as a design criteria for the Batata Wala stand. Come on, start.
Okay, I'm Singaraju. I'm from room 3.
Okay.
And when we started the session, it was all over the place. One person had a visualization of vada pav, another person has an opinion about something else, and myself something else. So it was, so then we were discussing about various figures. And then I told them that, look, I'm a chartered accountant, so please give me the luxury to take care of the figures. So that has convinced them. They said, okay, we leave the hell to you. And then what we said is we were thinking about, but in fact, the discussion has went on very smoothly in the sense that we were thinking about a business model which will continue on a sustainable basis. And then there was a view that we will close down the business in 3 months. I said, you know, when you're selling, it has to be, we have to be very optimistic about a going concern. And that's how, you know, I think it was a very good contribution from all the members. It was a smooth sailing. So finally, we have agreed that a business model is set up where we work bottom-up approach. And that's how we arrive at in 3 months' time, there will be a progressive sales and bottom-up approach wherein the revenue would be, you know, how much revenue to be generated. And for the revenue to be generated, we need to have plan A, plan B, plan C. Like suppose there's a COVID, and then instead of customers coming to them, they have to go to the customers to deliver the food. Probably there'll be much sales than normal. And that was one idea. And then plan B, how about selling if the sufficient numbers are not coming? How about selling to the companies which are nearby? That was one option. So there were several options, plan A, plan B, plan C, which is a flexible model which will be adapted. And all of us have agreed that there is one thing, which is quality will never be compromised. Even if it involves additional cost, you get the number one person or the cook, whoever it is. And because the brand of Batata Vada will be known in the market, the taste buds, the tingling taste buds, you know, I think that's what all of us have agreed. So I think we were, when you give us 80,000, all of us are ready to start a Batata Vada immediately, ASAP. We have the business plan in place.
Fantastic, fantastic, superb. You know, very good, very well done, very well done. Thank you. Now let us move on to number 2, room number 2.
I'm sharing the screen.
Yeah.
We will have a cause identified that 10% of the proceeds will go to feed the destitute through an NGO. We will also have a visual connect of a picture of the people who would be fed there. We will also have a screen or some sort of a counter which we say on a daily basis that how much money has been collected and how many people equivalent are being fed. Second, for this cause, we will have a celebrity endorsements. We will have in terms of displays, we will have some cutout or displays of something to arouse hunger. We will plan for some advertisement, some subsidy from some brands around the college or the NGO. We will have some sort of a layout so that the environment, the tables are kept clean. We will have English music. We were also considering some sort of a lottery or sponsor from a jeans or some other thing from the local market. We will have the students volunteer to manage the stand, to work and also visit the NGO and be a part of the cause. We will have to ensure that the stall is attractive. And the last and the most important, somehow we will have to work out how the taste is very distinct. Through some. Anything else the team needs to add? Please do.
Atul, you have covered everything. in a short and sweet way. The stand will have racks stored 2 to 3 types of chutneys. There will be place for storing the disposables. And also, we will have a disposable stand where people will put that. We will also take care of the environment there so that we don't mess around, because it's the college atmosphere, and that's it. Anything missed out? Sham and Jigish?
Yeah, perfect, perfect. You have told about the dustbin. That
The
is nice.
hoarding on the stand will be having those hungry children, feed the hungry children, help feed the hungry children. On the
And
that yes,
his stall will look like a batata.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
the
the
stall
stall
will
will
look
look like a batata, big batata.
yes.
Amazing, amazing, really great. Some super brainstorming. Very good, super brainstorming. So on one side, team number 3 was talking about business model, was talking about revenue model, was talking about customer. Other side, we have room number 2 talking about social responsibility, talking about ambience, talking about environmental concern. Excellent. Now, room number 1.
Yeah, hi all. Good evening, sir. So, I mean, we were discussing that what should be the overall strategy. So, we have noted down the aspiration. What is the aspiration? Then in the process, we have noted down that we should have the customers first. So we actually jotted down the customer attributes. These are typically college-going students and maybe faculty or those kind of people. So they need quick service. Packaging should be good, convenient, and easy. They require some offers because they do not have usually high amount of money with them, at disposal. And maybe there will be some couples. So couple packs also, should be there. That's one of the thought process. And so when we thought of the criteria, like, what all should be there. So, the counter and, another important thing is because the whole concept started from, aspiring 80-90,000. And, that was not a long-term business strategy at that point of time, which was spoken about. So initially it could be procuring batata vada from a famous center and then providing it at this place, so that his capex will be minimal. And then, it's a, fly easy, fly light model, so that he can negotiate well and then make profits. So, I mean, negotiating the best price and then having cross-selling products, along with batata vada, people will also would like to have some Coke, Pepsi, or maybe they would require water bottles. So even these will generate additional revenue. Then stall and the counter design. So since we are talking about a fly light easy model, we are not going with huge capex which is involved. So a folding table, umbrella tent, and an advertisement banner. It could be with in one. I mean, could be a big batata vada and the other hanging something of that sort. And good storage facility for the batata vada, ensuring that quality is not compromised. Then few standing tables for the students to just stand over there and have batata vada quickly, and easy payment options, so that they don't have to have spend a lot of time in terms of exchanging cash and all. So maybe Google Pay or Paytm or something of that sort. So this was what we together as a group evolved. So initially we were struggling what was the exact criteria, and later on all the group members started crystallizing the thoughts, and this is where we could able to come up. And one more important thing which we could not able to finish up is what will be our customer acquisition strategies and communication. So because if they have to if the person have to earn 1,000 rupees per day, so even at a 50% of profit, he have to do a revenue of 2,000 rupees. So I mean, he should have enough customers who will be generating 2,000 or 2,500 odd rupees per day. So that was incomplete. I mean, with the time what we could get, we could not complete that. So this was all what we had a discussion and could come up with.
Excellent, excellent, amazing. Amazing. Yes. Yeah, you can unshare the screen.
Yes, sir. 1 second. I'm doing that.
So, anybody here who would like to add something? I don't want anyone to feel that that person's thought has not been given credence.
I would like
Just a
to-
sudden
I
thought,
would-
sir.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, Pushpa, tell me.
Yeah, sudden thought. Being collegiates and the college person has the goal, we can introduce something called chocolate vada pav.
Okay, beautiful. Yes, next.
So, Anil, this side, can I come?
Yeah,
Please?
yeah. Please tell.
So as Mr. Ghosh told, we have not chosen anything manufacturing at the site, or we have chosen the collaborated model. So we procure from a brand, and also we have chosen to put the umbrella also with some brand, so that we get some saving of the money, no cost involved. Somebody may even pay for his ad also. So like Nescafe, and they provide umbrellas also if you want to advertise their products also. And then we add on some tin, Kempa, mineral, these type of things, and folding plastic, only on the no top, but on the sides, just little thing. So, and for the convenience of the people. So, and then barcode payment, no cash, something like that, just to avoid anything. So this small thing, so that because it is a very temporary venture, so we wanted to do. And for generating lead, so we decided, we were on the way, we decided whether through mail or through some posters or through some other thing. And even one day we can hold some party and know their requirement and taste, what type of taste the people would like to love it. So by calling a couple of people, about 15, 20, and get their feedback and start the work. Thank you.
Thank you. Fantastic.
Could I say something?
Yes.
Actually, when just by analogy, we go to the hotel or a restaurant, okay, and the waiter actually takes our order, the waiter repeats the order. So Arunji actually visited our room many times, but we lost the opportunity to confirm what we have heard as a problem. That's all.
The problem is very simple. What is your design criteria for a batata vada stand?
Yeah, but
Arun sir,
now you understand how life is. Why a simple life becomes extremely difficult. Yeah. Yes, Mr. Anand.
Yeah, Arun sir, I was in the group 1. I was trying to drive this point home that we need to focus on designing the criteria for the stall and not the strategy or sales. So thrice I repeated, but I think everyone went the flow that how do I make that 90,000 rupees? That is what got stuck to the mind. So I was trying to repeat. That's when they wanted to clarify with you, but by then, so I thought, okay, let's go with the flow. Let's see what ideas come up, and I left it at that. So that was the point I wanted to make.
Now you know what happens in life.
Thank you, sir.
Amazing. Amazing, huh? Such a simple question. Dad, can you define the design criteria for my batata vada stand? And we go all over, Stanford Business School or Harvard Business School, and then, So first, what is it we should be doing? What do you think we should have done? The preparatory stage. Before jumping into any solution, first understand what the task is. the task. Now tell me one thing, friend. Who is the client here? Who is the user?
Students.
Your son.
Huh?
Your son.
My son is the user. What does he want is the question. There is no other question involved in this. When he came and told me, Dad, design me a batata vada stand, the first thing I have to ask him is, my dear son, what task, what need are you trying to fulfill with this batata vada? What is the technology you are interested in? What are the limiting conditions? What are the restrictions? What are the optimization criteria? Now tell me, for this batata vada, what are these conditions? Next. Observe and analyze. What is he going to do? Tell me, my dear friends, what is he going to do with this batata vada stand?
His aspiration is to earn 90,000 rupees money.
You forget that 90,000. That is a business model. Where does that come in again and again? 90,000. Why are you worried about the 90,000? He has not come and asked me for a business model. He has asked me only for a stand. I will ask him, so what are you going to do with this stand?
He is going to sell.
Where is it going to stand? How long is it going to be there? Is it going to be there for all the 3 months? Or do I need to transport it every day? What do I need to do?
I think the best thing was a foldable stand.
Correct. Third thing is visualize it. When he tells you, I want this, you need to be able to visualize how it is going to look. Fourth is evaluate and optimize it. What are the functionalities which it should have? How optimally you can do it. And then finally, prototype, implement it. Now let us see. First thing is, let us give a name to that stand. In Tamil Nadu, Vada is Vada. Day is what friends call each other. So it became Vada Day. Next. Transportable in the trunk of your car. Whoever said transportable was 100% right. You can't leave this stand on the road standing for 3 months. Municipality people will take it away. You can't put it inside the college, so college people will not allow it. So it has to be transportable. Every day morning he has to take it, put it up in front of the college hostel, means gates, and then evening fold it and bring it back. First thing, transportable in the trunk of your car. Number 2, tall enough to look like a shop stand. It cannot be open. It cannot be unhygienic. It should give the look of a shop stand. So it has to be tall enough. Number 3, weatherproof in case of rain and sun. It has to protect the person who is selling, who is standing under it. It has to protect all the things which are there. Number 4, durable enough to be reused over 3 months. They can't keep on making a new one. The cost will not work out. Please mute whoever it is. Number 5, should be fireproof and provide for heating, because understand one thing, you can't cook the batata vada there. FSSAI regulations are there, you can't cook it without a license. So you will have to take it from home. That means you will have to again reheat it. You can't take it and then keep it, it will get cold, it will become bad. So your batata vada stand has to be fireproof and provide for heating. Number 6, it should not cost much. As it is, there is a 90,000 rupees, 80 to 90,000 rupees requirement. So maybe, it can cost 5,000, 10,000, whatever is the reasonable figure. Number 7, has storage space with dispensing flat top. There should be space to store what you are taking and keeping, and there should be a flat top to dispense the food. And finally, it should be available without delay. Any questions? Pin drop silence.
OG's plan.
So we have to understand what our customer needs. So I think we missed that
Absolutely.
part.
User need. See, design thinking is sheer common sense. Nothing else. A person, see, everyone here went off in the area in which they were masters. Mr. Singaraju, he floored everyone in the room by telling, I am a chartered accountant, listen to me. I understand numbers better than you. Everyone said, Maiba, as you say. Matter ended that. Suma drove that 10% free to the child. She kept, every time I entered that room, the only thing I heard Suma telling was 10% as an NGO to the child. Who will say nothing doing to the child? Let us talk about the Vada side. No one will say. So what happens is, when you are in a group brainstorming, the most important thing, as Einstein said, is first arrive at the problem statement. And the problem statement you can arrive at only if you ask, who am I doing this for? With this, we will start our design thinking. What do you see here?
Train, railway track, some stones. And,
Okay. So what has this got to do with
cement.
design thinking? What has this picture got to do with design thinking?
So what all are required if a train have to move on the track?
I think somebody has designed it.
Huh?
Somebody has designed this to move from paper to a tracks.
It's attractive looking and also looks aerodynamic.
Let me show you what it has to do.
Design thinking is a journey.
That is a picture of what design thinking exactly is. What is design thinking? If we break down design thinking into various components, you find two components. Number one, design. This is desired, this is derived from a Latin word, designere, in Latin, which means to mark out and take action. Design means to mark out and take action. And the second word, thinking, has been taken from cogito, which means to ponder and consider. So now, if you add design plus thinking, what do you get? You get a Latin combination which says ponder, consider, mark out, and take action. Is it clear? Ponder. First, ponder on the problem. Consider the various angles which are there. Then mark out the touch points which need to be addressed, and then take action. You have design thinking. Design thinking is all about an action plan and a mindset. If you don't have a design thinking mindset, you will run after mirages the way we were doing here. Business itself means profits, business model, quantity sold, price of the product, all these things. That is what is drummed into our head. And that is why this happened with you. It is not something which is very surprising. Any person who is not a design thinker will fall into this trap. Definitely. So let us understand what is design thinking. Design thinking is the act of pondering about the problem, considering the various aspects of the problem, marking out the areas which need to be acted upon, and then taking action. That is design thinking. Design thinking consists of two combinations, the action plan and the mindset. So what does this have to do with the picture of a train that we saw? The action plan is the track. Without the track, the train cannot run. And the track by itself is meaningless. Without the train, the track has got no sense in it. Imagine a car and a driver. When the car and the driver combine, you have means of transportation. The car by itself can go nowhere, and the driver by himself can go nowhere. Both the car and the driver are equally required. So what we will do is, this 4 days program, we have started with a problem. Now we will do a design thinking audit. We will see how prepared you are to become a design thinker, how fast you are going to become one. You are going to become one at the end of this 4 or 5 days program or 6 days program, whatever it is. But first, let us see where you are. Wherever you are, friends, don't worry about it. You are going to be reaching the destination. Let us do the design thinking audit. Are you all ready? Do you have a paper and pen with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
To all the questions, you will give an answer in yes or no.
Sure, sir.
Note it down. At the end of the question, the audit, you will tell me what is the marks you have got. First question. I can step into the shoes of my customer, yes or no. Customer means in business customer. If there is a homemaker here, she can say, I can step into the shoes of the family members. Or if there's a retired person, he can say, I can step into the shoes of my friends and social colleagues, whatever it is. Have you answered
Sir,
it?
empathy? Is this empathy?
Huh?
Is this empathy?
Wait. Can you step into the shoes?
Yes.
Number 2, have empathy on users and stakeholders. That answers your question?
Have empathy on users and stakeholders.
Yes, sir.
Have empathy on users and stakeholders. Yes or no? Number 3, like to challenge the status quo rebelliously. Are you ready to challenge anything and everything which is around you? Able to ask the right questions, even to my boss. There are 2 answers here. Are you able to ask the right questions? Can you even challenge your boss with the right question? Or do you reserve it only for your peers and subordinates? Like to collaborate in multidisciplinary meeting instead of working in a silo. Are you comfortable working with different types of people? Are you comfortable working with experts from other fields? Look at the big picture and think holistically. Think holistically means think from every angle. Seven, generate many new ideas and not be afraid to share it with others. Many people, don't want to share their idea with others. They think they will take their ideas away. Can you generate many new ideas and not be afraid to share it with others? Find and reiterate alternative to approach you to your desired goals. Can you look at your desired goal from different direction, and are you willing to iterate to alternatives? Willing to fail early and often. Does failure scare you? Or are you willing to fail? Have you answered?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Count the number of yes.
3, 4.
You don't have to tell me.
6, 7, 8.
You don't have to tell me. You can just keep it. There are 10 yes or no in this. There are 10. Question number 4 has got 2 in it. So 10. Okay. Supposing you have scored 8 to 10, keep it up. Your mindset are strong to be a design thinker. and you will find your traits to appear often through this course. You will not have any difficulty in relating to it. You will find them appearing very often. Those of you who have got 4 to 7, you can now master your traits through this course. You will have to make some effort, but you will definitely be able to master it. And those who are below 3, that's okay. Mindsets and traits of a design thinker is definitely achievable. You might have to try a bit harder than others, but you will be able to do it. Because one of the biggest advantages of this course is not going to be theoretical in nature. It is going to be very, very, very doable. At every step, we are going to discuss the theory, along with that, how to do it. Because applied science is more important than science itself. How do you apply it to your everyday situation and to the problems in your life? Yes, Mr. Anil Goswami, you raised your hand.
Sorry, it is previous one. Sorry.
Okay. So now first let us understand what is a design thinking mindset, then the design thinking action plan, and then how to integrate it. That is where we will all begin. The design thinking mindset. First, as I said, it is totally people-centric. Without the user, there is no design thinking. You have to shift from product and technology-centric orientation to a primary focus on values, experiences, and needs of the people. We are so much ingrained into technology. Do you all remember? I would like you all to go and see the Apple launch by Steve Jobs. How many of you have seen that video? He was talking about touch screen. He made a big hue and cry of the touch screen. But why? How did he drive the touch screen? He said, you don't have to press buttons. You don't have to use stylus. Use the finger which God has given you. By turning it into a human-centric thing, he made Apple into a big product. That is design thinking. He was not talking about the technology involved in the touch screen. He was talking about the convenience of using your finger in the touch screen. So you have to first understand that design thinking is people-centric. Although products and technologies are clearly critical, I am not saying they are not, but ultimately they are being used only to address customer needs. Technology is being used only to address customer needs. The more we are going to talk about technology, the less it is going to stick in the minds of people. Here, I would like to give you an example of, I heard something today which was so very impressive. I'm telling you, it was extremely impressive. One of my recently acquired friends had a presentation in his office. He is an IoT specialist. All along, he has been convincing people about IoT, Internet of Things, by talking about the development in technology and what it can do as a technology to them. But 2 days back, I believe, he had to give a presentation. And when he had to give the presentation, suddenly something struck him. He said, why not I make it human-centric? You know what he did? To his clients, he told that I went to my boss and asked him, what do you expect from me? His boss said, I expect only 3 things. He said, I expect you to do the job that you have been assigned to you efficiently. Number 2, I expect you to keep me apprised on a regular basis of everything that is happening. what is right and what is wrong that is happening. And the third thing is, I expect you to help me grow in my career and my objectives. He said, friends, this is precisely what IoT does. It does the job for us. It keeps us apprised on the status of the job. And finally, it helps our business and our career to grow. And he made a big impact on the people who are listening to him. Now tell me, how beautifully you see he has changed that technology into human centricity. This is design thinking. And you know who that person is? That person is in our midst today. Mr. Rajendra Sapre, will you please unmute? Maybe you know
Thank you, sir.
maybe you can confirm what I told.
Yeah, exactly.
So you see, this is design thinking, converting technology to human centricity. Technology is a means, it is not the end. Man is the end. That is what design thinking says. Now let us go on to the next one. It is people-centric. Number 2, it is cross-disciplinary and collaborative. Using terms with wide variety of background and training, you should be able to work with different types of people. That is when your design thinking mindset comes out. Because you see, life is not unidirectional. Problems can be multidimensional. We are capable of looking at a problem only from our angle. But as a design thinker, you need to be able to look at the problem from every angle. You must be comfortable ceding space for other experts to come in and give their opinions and suggestions. And you should feel comfortable with them. You should be cross-disciplinary and collaborative. You should be able to accommodate people. You should be able to cede space for others to come and contribute. The third thing is, you should be holistic and you should know how to integrate all aspects into it. Although details are important, design thinkers are also able to see and consider the relationship between the various problems. No problem is a standalone problem. I know Mr. Atul might object to this statement because as a lead consultant with McKinsey, he's trained to think in MESI, mutually exclusive, collectively exhaustive. But this mutually exclusive is followed by the term collectively exhaustive. They are all interrelated. So we should have a holistic and integrative approach to our problem. We should have a growth mindset. What is meant by a growth mindset? Can anyone tell me what is meant by a growth mindset?
Yes, sir.
What is meant by that?
Total flexibility. Sorry.
Growth mindset means not being scared to fail.
Yes. Total flexibility.
You should be ready to fail. Because when you fail at something, it means you have tried something. And now you will know what is to be done next, so that from this failure can come success. Then we come to multimodal communication skill. You should be able to communicate in many different ways, not just in verbal or written or any, simple like charts and other things. We need to understand that as per cognitive science, 85% of everything is visual. 85% is visual. So you should be able to communicate through drawings, through pictures. Only then you will be able to make the impact. A willingness to communicate and work in various modalities, verbal, visual, kinesthetic, tactile, all sorts of modalities you should be able to use to convey your meaning. Because when you're working as a team, you need to take everyone along with you. And finally, flexibility and comfortable with ambiguity. You know, like some great person said, I think it was Steve Jobs only, he said, that it is very easy to connect the dots backwards. He said, you can only connect the dots backward. Today, all of us are there in a very well advanced stage of our life, successful, well established in society. All the members who are here are well established in society, successful, respected by the family members and everyone. If I ask you how you came here, you will be able to tell me, this is how I came here. But how many of you will be able to tell me where you will be 5 years down the line? Very few. And you will not be able to tell me certainty for the simple reason there is a tremendous amount of ambiguity in it, and you're not comfortable in that. But as a design thinker, you will be very comfortable and very flexible with your ambiguity, because you will know how to handle ambiguity, how to handle uncertainty, how to handle the nebulous future. Because design thinking is a sure shot method of moving forward and capturing that forward motion step by step. We will be seeing how to do that. These are the 6 things. And now, how do they translate into action plan? This mindset, unless it translates into an action plan, it is of no use. So how do you translate into an action plan? Think user first. You need to cultivate your mind to keep thinking user first. You don't appear at all anywhere. What does your user want? A design thinker in every project will constantly make sure that the team will put the end user or the customer first in all design decisions. All decisions are based only on the user. His requirement is all that is of importance. Next, ask. You need to cultivate your mouth to ask the right questions. At every stage of your project, of your problem-solving situation, the only thing which should guide you are questions. Don't assume. Don't assume. One of the biggest mistakes that a design thinker can make is submit to expertise bias. Think he's expert and he knows everything. This is one thing you should never do. Never, ever do. The moment you think you know, that is the end of the game. Ask. In every project, a design thinker will need to ask the right questions first to help the stakeholders and teammates understand and define the project objectives. Asking the right question to the end user will help to uncover underlying issues or problems. The underlying issues and problems need to be addressed. What is visible, the explicit world, is a lie. You know, there is a great saying, never believe what you hear and only half of what you see. That is what is told about the explicit world, the world which is visible to us. And what is the implicit world? Where the real needs are there? It is a world of the subconscious which is not visible to us. Here, I am reminded of what Henry Ford had said. If Henry Ford, before creating the T model automobile, if he had gone and asked his customers, what do you want? They would have told him, we want a faster horse, because vehicles were pulled by horses at that time. They want a horse, faster horse. But what was the real underlying need? The real underlying need of the customer was to go from one place to another faster. And came that Model T, and he revolutionized the way the world traveled. So ask questions. What is the third? Express. Draw your pictures and express to them. An estimated 85% of the people are visual. 85% of the people are visual. Only 6% of the people are auditory. And the balance are kinesthetic. That means 85% of the people understand only what they see. When we are able to visualize something, it will greatly improve our understanding of it. Even for you, only when you visualize something, you will be able to understand the gravity of it. How many times we see, I can well imagine, I can see it happening, I foresaw this. All these things are expressions to show our visual ability, the way we visualize things in our mind. So you should be able to express through drawing. You should be able to visualize the picture in your mind. You should be able to feel. You should get a feel for the problem, figuring how things work. These are wonderful, traits of a design thinker. That gut feeling we say, you should have that gut feeling. We will see how to improve it. You need to cultivate the heart to explore things. Don't allow a thought to come and take hold of you. Hit it, put it down, question it, get a feel of it. What does it tell? And then finally act. Many a time, we think, but we don't act. A design thinker should be very good in action. That is when you bring your idea into reality. Now let us combine both these, the mindset and the action plan. How does it look when you combine the mindset and the action plan? Mindset. What do you need to cultivate in your mindset? What are the traits you need to follow? And what are the traits you need to avoid? Number one, think. What is the trait you need to cultivate? Can anyone tell me?
Think from customer's angle.
What the user wants.
User need above everything else.
Yes, yes.
You should cultivate the user need about everything else. You should be totally focused on what does my user need. What is the trait to follow? Have empathy on user and stakeholders. Understand that they are purchasing your product or they are supporting your research because they have a stake in it. And what trait should you avoid? These are very important things.
Assumption.
Don't assume.
Assumption that you know best. Never ever think you know best what your customer wants. Even your customer does not know what he wants. How can you know what he wants? You have to dig into the implicit world, the subconscious mind, to bring out what he wants. And here, most people think, this is what he wants. I know it. Finished. Now you know why 90% of the time things go wrong. Because we decide we know what the other person wants. Next, ask. Questions to uncover buried issues. We will be seeing ethnography, then how to question. See, there are 4 main biases which we need to be very, very, very careful about, because all of us are subject to it. And today, all of you showed those biases. Can any one of you tell me what those 4 biases are?
Mindset. Our mindset. Wherever we are inclined, we will be biased to that, I guess.
What are the biases? Any guesses?
Confirmation and congruence bias.
Okay.
And heuristics also.
There are 3 biases and 1 behavioral pattern. The first bias is anchoring bias. We get anchored. The moment we hear something, takash, we catch on to that. And then everything rotates around that. We don't even allow our mind to move on. How did I play on that bias with you today? The first sentence said, he has to make 80,000 rupees in 3 months. You all caught on to that 80,000 rupees. That became the anchor. I could have simply said, he came to me and told me to design a Batata Vada stand for him. Then you would not have had the problem at all. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So you see that 80th anchoring bias, number one. Number two, expertise bias. All of you are trying to drive that which you are convinced about. You are not willing to listen to anything. You want your point put into that list. Expertise bias.
Grand Canyon, sir. Grand Canyon.
And then the third is contrast bias. What is this contrast bias? Constantly comparing with something else. How many people, how many of you are comparing? No, this is with comparison to this, this is with comparison to that. Let us put, the question is, how do you show a person hungry? How many tables you should have? Constantly comparing and contrasting. And finally, automaticity. You catch a true route, you don't change that route. The thinking goes only in that route. These are the 4 things you have to be extremely careful about. And that can be done only by questions, by asking questions. Ask questions to uncover issues buried deep. Yes, boss, you have raised your hand.
Sir, what is automaticity?
Automaticity is, when you have been doing things in a particular way. So that becomes second nature to you. You don't have to think about it before you do. And one of the most dangerous thing about automaticity is the ability to transfer that expertise to other fields also.
Okay.
You are a good cycle, you drive cycle very well. You will be able to drive any two-wheeler well. You understand what I mean?
Yes, sir. I mean, kind of subconscious,
totally subconscious. The conscious
Yeah.
does not come into the scene at all.
It's
It has
subconscious
gone and
drive.
buried so deep that it is fixed. Now,
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Traits to follow: challenge, be rebellious, everything challenge. Everything under the sun, challenge it. Simply challenge it. Say, no, if it is not right, what then? You will find, you will ask so many questions that it will, by questioning only, we have come this far. And we have stopped asking questions. We should start asking questions again if we want to be a good design thinker. Follow management decision and red tape. This is something which we should avoid. Challenge your boss if needed. I know it is a very dangerous thing to say. People are not comfortable doing it. Learn it. If you want to grow in your career, if you want to grow as an individual, you should know how to challenge red tape. You should know how to challenge the boss. Red tapeism is nothing but creation of a comfort zone. People want to stay within their comfort zone, so they create rules and regulation. And people always admire those who break those comfort zones, who break those rules and regulations. Only then they have become big. Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King, Mahatma Gandhi, all these people are examples of people who refused to toe the line shown to them. And don't tell me that they are extraordinary people. They are not. Express. Picturize in conveying your idea to audience. Picturize in conveying your idea to audience. Collaborate and express through pictures. Worry or be conscious of people criticizing you. Now, I am going to show you a statement. You will have to create the picture. Test your visualizing ability. Today, under the COVID condition, remote workers need to be self-motivated experts at time management because we don't have others constantly overlooking our work or managing our time for us. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, sir.
So we have to manage our own time correctly. Otherwise, we will not be able to do our work.
Yes.
While every worker might find it difficult to stick to a schedule and manage their to-dos, it's especially challenging for remote workers who have more flexible free-form days as well as managers in different level of the world and different part of the world. They have got a serious challenge. They have to get the work done through others. They have to do their work also. At the same time, the home environment or a remote working environment is not an environment conducive to sticking to schedules. Now, the solution lies in prioritizing your work so that the important ones get done first. Convey this in a picture. One single picture. Convey this entire message. Yes.
Sir.
Maybe, you can just roughly draw it on a piece of paper and show it to me. Show it here on the screen.
Okay.
Or just express, tell. How will
Sir,
you
can you keep flash the screen again?
Can you please explain again, please? What is this?
Sir, please flash the screen again.
Okay. Remote workers need to be self-motivated experts at time. Management, because we don't have others constantly overlooking our work or managing our time for us. In an office, bosses are there. They keep chasing you. That's a different issue. While every worker might find it difficult to stick to a schedule and manage their to-dos, especially challenging for remote workers who have more flexible free-form days as well as managers in different parts of the world. The solution lies in prioritizing your work so that the important work gets done first.
Yes, sir. What we have to do?
How will you show? Yeah.
What we have to do?
Boss here.
You just show me a picture which will tell that you should prioritize your work.
We should sketch something.
How do you visualize?
Sir, a work desk with an urgent and important matrix. So all those important, to be done first.
Yes.
So, I mean, if it is not done important, then it goes to urgent. So,
very good. Next. Anybody else?
So I will make a picture like this. Just hold on. So I will make a square and put my work most important, urgent, and then urgent and important.
Oh,
something like this.
And I understood. We will, yeah.
Yes.
We will move forward.
Can I show my screen?
You must have all heard of that great saying, eat the frog first. Show that the most important thing, complete it first. The most important is by far the most problematic one. Get it done with first, so that the whole day you're free to do other things.
Yes.
Next is feel. Explore to solve a problem with innovative ideas. Think holistically, generate new ideas and share with all. Stop with one idea or solution, thinking you know best. Don't stop with one idea. Many a person, many a time, the moment we come to the first idea which appeals to us, we stop thinking after that. We should never do that. As a design thinker, your objective should be have a target. I will come up with 20 solutions to this, then I will see what is the best one. Whenever you are faced with a problem, yes.
There is a message. Can I show the image I drew, sir, by Pushpa?
Please. Yeah. Yes, madam. Show it. Share the screen. Share the screen. Okay. We could not.
This image here.
Same thing.
Good. Yes.
Same
We
thing.
can do it. You see, whichever way you want, you can do it. Only thing is
time. This is time around me. I have time now. Now I am actually thinking what to do. So here is very, very important, and finally come to important, and then me time.
okay. Very good. Very good. It's an excellent way of representing.
Yes, very good.
Yes,
very
we
good.
can do it. Okay. You see, when I say feel, don't stop with one idea. One of the biggest problems people have is the moment they come to the first idea, they stop. Don't do that. Never do that. Keep moving. Keep a target for every problem. Tell yourself, I am going to think of 10 solutions for this. Then we will see. So start looking at every solution. A solution comes, keep it aside, note it down, then go to the next solution. Like that, create 10 solutions. Then explore to solve a problem with innovative ideas. Once you have reached that 10 solution, now you stop, keep all of them, and then start taking a decision. Please understand one thing. A decision is only as good as the options available to you for it. The more options you have, the better the decision will be. That brings us to the final one, act. Create tangible ideas for prototyping and testing. You should be willing to fail with an idea. Don't be scared of failing. And don't launch a solution only after perfection. The biggest problem is we always launch a solution only after perfection. That brings us to one of the most important and fundamental things in design thinking. What is that? Can any one of you tell me? Can any one of you tell me what is the most important and fundamental thing in design thinking?
When to stop thinking?
User
When to
need.
stop thinking?
User need is the most important thing in design thinking. You got an explicit need, which is visible. That is your here. What is visible? Thoughts and action. But please see, everything submerged is the implicit need. Your feelings, emotion, dreams, hopes, all these are unarticulated. This is where the real experience of your customer lies. If you are not going to reach out to this place, you are not going to be creating solutions which will blow the mind of your customers. This is where the real action lies. Now we will have a group activity.
So implicit needs are those which the customer is not able to express.
He doesn't even know.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know. He has feelings. He has got emotions. He has got dreams. He has got hopes, but he doesn't know how to tell it out.
That we have to dig it and try to find out.
Yes, you have to bring it out. For that, you need to know what are the user's inherent needs. I am giving you all 10 minutes. In those 10 minutes, you are going to go and find out for me what are the inherent needs of your customers. Okay? I'm again
whose
dividing
customers?
you. Huh?
Whose customers?
Whose customer? You decide who is the customer. Everyone around you is your customer. Your wife is your customer. Your father is your customer. Your brother is your customer. Everyone under the sun other than you is your customer. Because you have to satisfy their needs, na?
Yes, yes.
Your wife is also your customer.
101%, as much as you are a customer for your wife.
Yes, vice versa.
Everybody is a customer for you. Now, every customer has got certain needs. I'm giving you 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, please, Ms. Ari, in 10 minutes, list out all the needs that you know, which can be there in people's head, inside. And then in 2 minutes, you will come and tell me what those needs are which you have identified. Come on, get into the rooms.
Needs of your customer.
Who all are yet to go? Mr. Rajshekar, can you please go to your room? Mr. Bhavesh? Mr. Rajshekar, can you go to your room, please?
Yes, sir.
So let me ask the question first. Who is a customer?
Everybody is a customer.
Correct. Why?
Because we have to deal with, I am dealing with you. I have to fulfill I have to respect your requirement and vice versa.
Correct.
Anybody. So we have to not only fulfill your explicit requirement, also implicit requirement also.
Absolutely. You see, fulfilling and satisfying the other persons through product and services.
So
whenever you are giving it to somebody, that person becomes your customer. So whenever you are faced with a problem, you have to know what are the inherent needs which exist. Only then you will be able to ask the relevant question.
Right, sir.
So let us go to room number 1 first.
Who is one? We are one, I think.
Please tell.
Okay. So I have this model, this Maslow model. We focus on this. First thing is roti, kapda, and makan. If somebody is our customer, supposing she's my wife, so I have to fulfill financially and all requirement like house and food. That is my basic, I have to fulfill that requirement. Then the safety needs also. So insurance and other things. So I have to take care. And then, so love and belonging means I have to take her to some restaurant and to some various places outside so that she is kept happy. And I have also to see that in the society, and I respect her so that she get the respect in the society also, and she recognized what I did for myself. Very first day when I got married, I gave her credit card one, and I made her, driving license. I taught her driving so that she becomes very independent and she feels proud. Self-actualization. Now I am in a stage of self-actualization. If somebody asks me, so my financial position, I say I am the richest man in the world because my requirements, so that fulfills whatever income I have. So these are some of the things, and I would also like to narrate what exactly is the difference between implicit and explicit. Somebody gave one product, say for example, fan. So he gave me the requirement, this is the fan, this is the drying, it should revolve at this much speed. So I manufactured, as a manufacturer, he is my customer, I gave him ditto whatever drying it gave me. But when it started moving, it started, giving a sound, tick, 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 when it started. So then there was some problem. So because it is not written in the contract, so in the contract, it is not written, it should give some, but it is understood. Even my customer doesn't tell me that thing, those requirements which are full, like these, that also I am supposed to fulfill. Even he doesn't know, even he doesn't understand, but I must fulfill all requirements. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, excellent. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Yes. Now let us go on to the next room number 2. Can you please unshare? So yes, room number 2.
So we started with the Maslow's hierarchy. We said that safety, security now, and security in the future. Also want the progress towards the goals, emotions to be addressed, fears and stress to be addressed, aspirations to be addressed, being cared for and guided, get clarity of their future, whatever we're getting, get clarity what are the next steps so that they can move with trust. Some illustrations given to them so that they feel that they're on the right path if they go with us. And some sort of an assurance that whatever we are giving will sustain for long. And an appreciation. Once they do that, they will feel appreciated by others and they will feel that they're belonging to this.
Excellent. Yes. Room number 3, please.
Yes, so I'm presenting on behalf of room number 3. And before me, as Atulji and Anilji say, it's based on Maslow's hierarchy, but we have interpreted that ourselves. So what is the need of the customer? One is a primary need, wherein the tangible goods and services that is pure transactional. And then it comes to the transactional needs, need for peace of mind, need to save time, solution from a present to a better state, value addition, value of the brand. So these are some of the transactional things that came up. And then we moved on to emotional needs, need for appreciation, recognition, someone to listen for the concerns, safety, security, compassion, joy, easiness, freedom, and connectedness. And then finally, at the top of it, the aspirational need, what would take me, the customer, forward to me, as a customer, the big picture as a human being, maybe build my personal brand and look at things which are important to me. So just adding to, I think the first two groups have covered most of it that we discussed. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Are you Pooja's daughter?
No, I am Pooja.
Okay. So your daughter is
Yeah.
not there with you?
No, she had a she had a job call in the evening, so she had
Okay,
an interview
okay.
call.
Okay.
She's not there.
Beautiful.
Thank you so
Beautiful.
much. I'll be
Very,
sharing the
very,
recording with
yeah, it was very, very compact. This shows that all of you more or less are very well aligned with what the customer wants. You're all very well aligned with what the customer wants, what his inherent needs are. Just to reconfirm, the wealth is a very important need for the customer. In what way does the problem affect wealth generation for him? Is wealth an issue? Number two, security is another very important thing. In what way is security, be it emotional security, physical security, social security, financial security, how it is affected? How does it show him in society? People are extremely concerned about how the society views them. In the value proposition thing, how the world views you because of what you do is a major concern for people. One example is the Apple phone. I don't know whether you have observed it or not. Most people keep their Apple phone. Other phones will be face up. Apple phone will be face down. Have you observed it? When it is kept on the table, Apple phone is always kept face down because the Apple logo is there in the back. So people keep the Apple logo up. Everyone wants to be seen in a much better way. Status and prestige. People are extremely conscious about their status and prestige. How does your product and services cater to the status and prestige of a person? Health and fitness. This is another major concern, but not as high as status and prestige. Status and prestige is a very, very high concern of people. Praise and recognition. In employee engagement, it has been found by a Gallup poll that only 17% of the world workforce is engaged. 83% are disengaged. And when the 17% who are engaged were questioned about their greatest motivation was the praise and recognition that they get from the organization. So praise and recognition is a major inherent need of people. Power and popularity. Power and popularity is a very, very big need that people have. If you can address that need, power and popularity, you'll be way ahead of others with your services. Knowledge. How good are you at transferring knowledge? Because people are not aware of this, but there is a deep craving in everybody to acquire knowledge. There's a deep craving. This craving for knowledge is what makes man question whether there is a life after death, what is there in space, how mankind was born, or how evolution happened. All the research, all the discoveries, all the innovations happen only because of a drive, an inherent need for knowledge. Love and companionship. Man is a social animal. COVID is hated more because it has confined people to their homes than for its ability to kill you. Self-actualization, like Mr. Anil Goswami said, that feeling, that yes, I have been able to achieve a very high strata of my life is an important need. We are going to move after this into a very, 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 very important subject, extremely important subject. So before that, I will give you a 5 minutes break. Yes, friends.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Have you all come back?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Gopi, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm back.
Okay. So then we will start. We are going to move on to an extremely important activity. Before that, let me just show you the 5 stages of design thinking. From tomorrow onward, we will be starting the 5 stages. But before that, we have looked at number 1, how the simplest of things can become extremely difficult if we are not careful. Number 2, we have seen that what are the inherent needs of a customer. 10 inherent needs have been identified. If you should make it a habit of asking whether these needs are appearing as a requirement in the problem statement, then you will know where to target. If you know where to target, the chances of you hitting the target are much higher than just creating a product which will cater to everything. That cannot happen. A product cannot cater to all the needs. So if you know which particular need is being called for, then you will be able to create such a product. Now let us see, what are the 5 stages of design thinking? The first stage is called the empathize stage. In the empathize stage, we are going to see how to identify a customer by the creation of a persona, how to understand him through an empathy map, how to go about a user feedback, that is ethnography, and how to identify a problem statement and put it down on a design brief. The define phase, again, is a part of the empathize phase, goes into the define phase with the creation of a design brief. The context match, the context in which the problem is occurring. The opportunity map, the opportunities which are available at this moment for you to work on. And finally, the customer journey. What is the journey of the customer? Where are the touch points where you need to address so that you can answer the problem and create the gain that the customer is looking for? The third is the ideate phase. So you have identified the touch points, you have understood the concept, you have understood the journey. You have been able to understand what the customer wants, how he feels, how he looks. Now you come to the brainstorming, where you brainstorm for ideas. You take all the ideas and conceptualize it. From a divergent, you come to a convergent. And that you do through the creation of an affinity map. And then you evaluate the idea that you have got. At this stage, you come to the prototype. How to create a prototype physically, or maybe you can have a wireframe, just a basic outline. If both these are not possible, you could explain your prototype through a story. How? By telling a story, you will be able to create and understand the prototype. Then finally, you come to the test phase, where you test whether the prototype and the results which you have got through it are integrated with the user feedback. You do that through ethnography, which again is a very, very important thing to understand the persona. Then the evaluation is done. The same way the idea was evaluated, now the prototype is evaluated to see whether the idea what you had, you evaluated and found that there will be a particular result. That result is being replicated here or not. And then you iterate to what exactly has to be done so that you can come to the outcome that you wanted. Is it clear so far?
Yes, sir.
Or any questions here?
Yes, sir. This is the life cycle of the customer.
This is the
Pardon, sir?
each of these in the next 3 days and understand how it is done. You will also learn how to write a design brief. You will learn how to create a persona. You will learn how to create an empathy map, how to get the feedback from the user, how to write a problem statement, how to create a context map, how to create an opportunity map, how to create a customer journey, identify the customer journey. You will learn the various nuances of brainstorming and conceptualization. The conceptualization here is very different than the conceptualization in DMT. Then how to create an affinity map so that you can bring all those divergent ideas into a single point, and then how you will evaluate it. All these things we will be doing. Okay? Now, we have got experts on this platform. Absolute expert. Yes. Yes,
I have one.
Mr.
Can you
Yes.
elaborate the point number 3 little bit?
That is brainstorming?
Yes, I did phase.
Brainstorming, ideation is, you have been able to identify, you know that this is the problem. Let us say the problem is very simple. There is a swimming pool, was there in Sweden, in their capital city, Helsinki. I think Helsinki is of Sweden, no? Can anyone help me out?
Pardon?
Helsinki is the capital of
Oslo.
Oslo.
Sweden,
Yeah.
Oslo.
Yeah, Oslo.
Helsinki is Finland.
Oh, yeah, sorry. That's why I asked you, because I wasn't very sure. So there is a swimming pool in Oslo. The swimming pool was a very famous swimming pool, and all the, Olympians used to go and practice there and all those sort of things. But suddenly, the people stopped going there. The municipal people, they decided that now this swimming pool has become old fashioned. Nobody is interested in it. So we will shift to a different place. They started looking for a new place. They wanted to shut down the swimming pool. And in the process, they gave the job of designing that swimming pool and creating a very modern swimming pool to IDEO, which was the world's #1 design thinking company. This Hasso-Platter, Stanford design D school was also founded by the person who founded IDEO. Tim Brown is currently the CEO of the company. He got the thing. They first understood the problem. They created persona of the people who are coming there, and everything they did, they created the problem statement, everything, and then they started working on it. The day they were supposed to, they had lots of brainstorming, lots of ideas were thrown. First thing is why this has happened like this, because without understanding why the swimming pool, the people stopped coming there and it has reduced, they will not be able to move forward to create a new swimming pool where all these problems will be addressed. So they started doing a brainstorming. The brainstorming is all sorts of ideas are thrown up, and those ideas are tested, and then those ideas are converged into a single point and a decision is taken. After around 3 months, a meeting was fixed where the IDEO company people were to come and present their plan, the architecture, and what is the, how the swimming pool will be, what are the facilities which will be there, everything will be given. They were expecting the people to come with big presentations. The IDEO team came carrying nothing. When the presentation time came, one of the people from the IDEO team pulled out his wallet, took out a small piece of paper, and gave it to the authorities of the swimming pool and said, this is the problem why people have come down. The problem was that paper was the schedule of the buses which are going by that route. Earlier, the bus route had changed recently. The bus route was earlier such that people could come there after office, and people who are homemakers and others who are at home, they could come here after sending their spouses or others to the office, and school to children, they could come to the swimming pool. So there was a lot of crowd. The bus timing was changed in such a way that neither the people who are at home could come there, nor the people could come back from the office and come. And in that part of the country, public transportation was a major way of transportation. So the IDEO team said, you don't need a new swimming pool. You need to talk to the municipal authorities to change the bus timing. The bus timing was changed, and the swimming pool again regained its customers. Are you understanding what I am telling, Mr. Bhavesh?
Understood. Thank you.
Okay. So let us go on now. What they did, you are going to do. We have got experts here on this platform. I think all of you know what a retrospective analysis is. Am I right?
So like this problem was also kind of a retrospective analysis.
Yeah, obviously, you have to go back to when the problem was, you stand at the solution and look back. And then, you analyze the problem. Then you decide the steps. In retrospective analysis, as you take the steps, you reach at some solutions. You look at that solution vis-a-vis the problem. Then you again take a few steps. Then you look back. That is what a retrospective analysis is. And you have a prospective analysis where you plan the movement forward. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, you're right.
Mr. Rajendra Sapre, am I right or wrong?
Yes, you're right. You're right.
Atul, you are a consultant. You have been doing hundreds of problem solving.
Yes, sir.
Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Are you ready for a retrospective analysis?
Yes.
Okay. The question is, this is a group activity. The group activity is a retrospective analysis you are going to do. You don't have a problem here. So what you are going to do is, how do you do a retrospective analysis? What are the various steps you undertake? What is the objective? What do you look for? Let us list down in sequence some of the things that we look for in a retrospective analysis. When you sit down with your team and do a retrospective analysis, what are the questions you will ask in a sequence so that you will be able to arrive at a solution? You forget the term retrospective analysis. If some of you are finding it problem, if you have not done, you forget the term retrospective analysis. You have been called to address a problem. What all will you look for in a sequence so that you will be able to remember it? Give it a shot. I'm going to give you only 15 minutes for this. At the end of the 15 minutes, we will re-meet, and I'm going to create again. This time I'm going to create only 2 teams. And these 2 teams are going to do it, and each team is going to have around 5 minutes to give their answer, only 15 minutes. We are running short of time, and I would like to spend some time with the retrospective analysis. Okay, because that is very important for a design thinker. Are we ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I have opened all the rooms. Both the rooms, please move into the rooms. 15 minutes, please move into the rooms. Mr. Jigesh, Ms. Pushpa. Mr. Jigesh, please move into the room. Yes, friends. So room number 2. First, tell me your experience, how you went about it, what was the background behind why you have created this questionnaire.
I forgot actually which room I was a part of. 2, no?
Pooja, can we have you?
Okay.
You were a part of room 2.
Yeah, then I will tell.
Yes.
I think this time the discussion was pretty focused. I mean, pretty relatively smooth, I would say, and good contribution from many. Atul sir brought his. I mean, the very good part, which is actually this FIR questions, basically. What happened, where it happened, when it happened, who reported, who presented, 5 whys, okay, so that you dig the things deeper. So overall, I mean, this, can I tell exactly what all?
Yeah, please. That is what we want to know.
Yeah, so first of all, we could go by, means looking at the sequence of questions, we could go by, let me just see whether I can even share. Okay. Okay, so we have done something like this. Okay, first of all, the FIR questions, what happened, where, when, who reported, who was present, and why, means actually you can go any depth, actually 5 whys kind of a thing. How did it happen? Then there could be a certain sequence of events which may have led to. So this is all analysis part. First of all, only factual evidences as to just ask questions without any judgment. Later on, try to understand why certain things happened, or maybe what causes, or actually what changed, whether anything related with the man, machine, material, methods, policies, context, what changed. Then any external situations different than the one that we are thinking of has happened. What conditions were not handled by the system, or actually not, I mean, the present design or systems were not actually capable of handling certain things. That's why it happened. So I think that's what the summary.
Excellent.
Good one.
Thank you, sir.
Shows the consultant, mindset. With people like Rajendra Sapre and Atul is in the same team, you can't expect anything less than that.
Atul is behind the scene, otherwise he will speak full 1 hour if you give him time.
अरे भाई मैकेंजी के हैं वो 1 घंटा भी कम पड़ जाएगा उनके लिए. Yes, room number 1.
Pooja.
Yes.
Yeah. Is anyone taking on the explanation, or should I go ahead?
Please go ahead.
Please go ahead.
Okay, so basically similar to our colleagues in the second team, they've put it very well to do the FIR. So we said what happened, what could have happened, is it unique or occurs frequently, is a recurring problem, did any event occur simultaneously or complementary to this, is there any related or unrelated event that can be recorded, then what are the causal reasons for it. It could be a common cause, a relationship cause, or chain of events that occurred. Then what went well and what did not. So it could also look at some of the omissions in terms of what is being done or not done, to consider if we are doing maybe the feedback mechanism, also exploring into it, whether it's a lagging feedback or a lead feedback. And if any process, document, or training is missing, any SOP is not being followed or is missing in the first place. And then finally, you doing some kind of a root cause analysis. It could be the fishbone or YY, or any other suitable analysis tool, and using it analytically.
Excellent. Beautiful. I think, in problem solving, both the teams are excellent.
Thank you.
Now let us see how a design thinker will look at it. A design thinker is always story-driven, picture-driven. He is always story-driven and picture-driven. The first thing is, a sailboat is going in the sea. It is moving towards an island. What are the team's objectives and visions? What is the team working towards? Will be the first thing a design thinker will ask. What is the user need which has been conveyed to him through the iconography which he has done? The second thing he will look at is the rocks, the risks the team might encounter in reaching the destination. He will try to understand what are the risks, what are the problems which he might encounter in reaching the destination, that is the island. He will look at all those things that slows the team down on the journey. What are the things which could slow the team down on the journey? The red tapeism of the organization could be one of the themes. The lack of a powerful sponsor could be one of the themes. So many a time when we are addressing a problem in an organization or in a company or an, big or small, the need for a very powerful sponsor to back us is something which is grossly underestimated. What are the things? Because you see, companies are made up of people. And people have agenda. All agenda do not point in the same direction. Agendas point in different direction. So everything that slows down the team's journey is another major thing which he will try to understand, the anchor. That brings to the fourth one. What are the things which are in favor of his reaching the objective? First is, what are the objectives in the vision? What is the user need he's addressing? What are the risks he might encounter on the way to achieving it? What are the things which might slow him down? And what is the wind? What are the supporting factors which are taking him towards the objective? Any questions so far?
So this is actually prospective, right? I mean, looking forward, not looking back what we did in the exercise.
Looking back only. You are only looking at what.
Okay.
Right. Without understanding what are these factors, how will you move forward? And when you are getting a problem in your hand, all these things are there. Isn't it? When a company comes to you, Rajendraji, with a problem, this is the problem we are having. The problem has been there for some time, isn't it?
Right.
What is it that they want? And what were the risks which are there due to which they could not achieve the solution till now? What was slowing down that solution? What was the things which was in favor of that solution? You just word it slightly differently, you will find that this is all part of the back. Now let us assume.
Yeah, this is most beautiful analogy actually, as a metaphor, and actually very beautiful.
Now I'm going to give you another metaphor. Let us assume you have taken a rocket to Mars. You went with a team. And then the team left you back and came away. The team left you back and came away. Now the next rocket will come after 6 months and you will have to get, then only you can come back to Earth. What will you do? Now you follow, continue. After those first 4 questions, you continue. What are the resources available? Because now you see, to survive on Mars, first thing is you'll have to take stock of the resources available with you. What action should we take to ensure progress? You have to progress in one direction. Let us say the second rocket is going to land at some distance from the place where you are. You have to move towards that. So what action will you take to ensure progress in that direction? Third thing, what will keep your project going? What are the things that you can do so that your project will continue? Fourth, what should we stop doing because the resources are not unlimited? Some things you will have to stop doing so that you can again relocate the resources to the place where you can take it. Number 1 is the sailboat analysis. You understand where you want to go. You understand the rocks which are blocking you, that is the problems which are stopping you from going there. Number 3, the anchors which are pulling you back, slowing you down, and the wind which is speeding you forward. You analyze that. Now next, what are the resources which are there in your hand? How you can deploy them so that you can progress in your plan? What are the activities which will keep the project going? And based upon your plan and the resources, what should you stop doing so that the resources can last till the end of the project? And that the company is not in a position to allocate more resources to it. Am I right or wrong, Mr. Atul?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was yes. Right, sir.
Have you faced these sort of situations where everything was going right, but then resources constraint came?
Yes, several times.
Now we come to the 4L. Remember one thing. A company which has a problem has already tried many things. Have they tried or not?
Yes.
A consultant or a design thinker comes as a last solution because he costs money. The company would have tried to do everything. Now we come to the 4L. What did the team really appreciate about the project or this phase? What was it they liked? That means, what part of the project or the phase appealed to their expertise and their ability to achieve? What new things did the team learn by looking into this project? You know, it is human nature to compare and contrast. When you compare and contrast with your past experience, what new things did the team learn from what has happened till now? What things could the team have done differently? What are the team done which could have been done differently? And what things did the team wish for but did not get? There are many things which, as a team, you must have wished for, or the team which was working there must have wished for. They did not get, because whenever you go and take up a project, you will find hundreds of people giving you reasons why it could have been done, but it was not done. And that they will always blame at support or paucity or availability of something or the other in terms of manpower, finance, time, technology, support, something. So what things did the team wish for but did not get? Are we clear?
That can we connect it with an example, maybe the swimming pool example itself, probably with couple of points?
See, the swimming pool example, this might not connect. Because you see, when you look at the swimming pool, if you go right back into the past, what was the objective? The objective was a good swimming pool, right?
Yeah, the
The
problem
objective
statement.
is not to shift from here. They wanted a good swimming pool. Either this swimming pool or the new swimming pool. Please understand one thing. When you take up a project, the first job for you, when we go forward, you will see that after the design brief is completed, you have written the design brief, which talks about the problem statement. The design brief is also called the design challenge statement, a problem statement. What is the challenge in front of the design team? Is called the design brief. The design brief tells you what it wants. It does not tell you what it doesn't want. The city of Oslo wanted a good swimming pool. The design brief never said we don't want this swimming pool. Now you see the things fall in place. What is the requirement? The island is a good swimming pool. What are the rocks? The rocks are people not coming here. So the first thing what you have to do, Mr. Gopi?
See where is the anchor here again, or remove
No,
the rock.
why the people are not coming?
Yeah.
The moment you see why the people are not coming, you do an ethnography, go and talk to them. What will they tell you?
Obviously, one of the point would
No,
have
they
come.
will tell you the bus route has changed.
Yes,
The time is
exactly.
not suitable. Your problem is on the spot solved. You are understanding what I'm telling?
Yes, sir.
Then you come from there to the anchor. What is slowing down? What is slowing down the decision to again get the swimming pool back into functionality? The decision by the municipal corporation is slowing it down. The decision by the municipal corporation to change the bus route and the bus timing is what is responsible for this. Now you go straight to the fourth one, the wind. What is the wind? The wind is all the powerful people of the city are sitting there wanting a swimming pool. You have got tremendous amount of support. Correct or not?
Right, sir.
Now you come to the next standard in Mars. What are the resources you have got? You have got the resource of a need for a swimming pool by the city. Tremendous amount of money is there. Lot of powerful sponsors are there. What is the way forward? The way forward is to convince them that they have to change the bus route. Now, what is it they should do? They should show them that the bus route changing is the reason why that happened. And what should they stop doing? They should stop trying to construct a new swimming pool. Are you understanding what I'm telling?
Yes, sir. Good connecting the dots.
You see, I didn't expect this question from you. So I'm trying to explain it as much as possible, but I'm absolutely sure there must have been a lot more which has gone into it.
No,
You understand, Gopi?
my first doubt was about the island, sir, because the problem statement. So I was actually confused between the problem statement and a vision, because vision is something what we want. Problem statement is something opposite of it, what we don't probably want.
You see, again, you see, from the use, you see, normally, Gopi, what we do is from the problem statement, we go to the solution, right?
Yeah.
But in design thinking, it is the user need which defines the problem statement.
So objective towards solution then.
Yes. Once you understand the need was there for the city to have a swimming pool where the Olympic champions and all the top people could come and swim regularly. And they were willing to even demolish the old and build a new one. That means they must have been resource rich. They had very strong sponsors for it. They had a willingness to do it. At this stage, what was necessary was defining what exactly it is.
Can I say something, sir?
Please.
Even if the swimming pool was constructed again and it was open to the public.
No, no, no. New construction swimming pool was never constructed. The old swimming pool continued. The bus route was changed.
Yes, sir. Even then, the people wouldn't have come because of the buses problem, sir. So even if there was a new swimming pool,
yes, if bus route was not convenient, they would not have come.
Would not have come.
So you see, the design solution is always something. That is why I am telling you, a design thinker thinks differently. So what did the team really appreciate about this project? What new things did the team learn? What did they appreciate about this project was there was a willingness in all the people for a swimming pool. What did the new things did the team learn? The team learned that unless you are going to be amenable to the convenience of the people are not going to take advantage of that. The best of swimming pools will not be used by them. What things could the team have done differently? The earlier people who are addressing this problem, before the problem came to IDO, someone must have looked into this problem. They were constantly looking at the facilities the swimming pool was giving, the administration of the swimming pool, the cost which the swimming pool was charging, but they never went and spoke to the people who had stopped coming to the swimming pool. If they had done that, they would have got the answer. User first. User need. What things did the team wish for but not get? This is something which I cannot answer, because in this case, I don't think that is very appropriate. But definitely in many cases, in addressing a problem, we do wish for many things, but we do not get. Unless we know what, yes.
They longed for more. They longed for more visitor, but which they did not get. So I think that is the answer for it.
That could be an answer. They longed for more people, But you see, that is again from the angle of the swimming pool authorities. But I am talking from the angle of the design thinker. From the angle of the design thinker, what did the team really appreciate? What did they appreciate about this project? They have an opportunity to really contribute towards the betterment of a city.
Sir, can I?
Yeah.
So, which means, sir, I mean, like if the management authority, if they try to understand or if they try to inspire the public, I mean, whoever have to visit that, so then probably, that is
See,
that
that's what I'm telling.
design thinking?
No, you see, no, that is not design thinking. Design thinking is not that. Design thinking is being able to get to the root of the problem. The root of the problem in this case was the inconvenience which the people had because of the change in the bus route.
So management asking the users.
Yeah, if they had asked the user, why you have stopped coming, this problem would have changed. But tell me one thing, do we do that?
Mostly not. Mostly not.
Mostly, whenever there is a problem,
we assume a lot of things.
We assume so many things. That is where, see, when I'll tell you, when we are going to be tomorrow, day after, the next class and other things, but I don't know in which class it is there. When we discuss the design brief, you will realize immediately after the design brief, there is a very important thing which is to be done. You see, design thinking is a very contrarian behavior because it is common sense driven. It is not management philosophy driven. It is common sense driven. Okay, now let us come to the fourth. This is a very important thing. The decider. Things that we will continue to do. What are the things which were done in the past which we will continue to do? Many things have been done to solve the problem. What are the things you will continue to do from that? Things that we will drop, what we will stop. We will not do these things even though it has been done in the past. Number 3, things that we have missed considering or doing. What are the things which have been missed in considering or doing? And finally, things that we want to try out. What is it that we would like to try out. Am I clear?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Any questions?
No.
So
no
you
from my
have
end.
the first one, the island. The second one, you have standard in Mars. Third one, you have the 4L. Fifth one, you have the decider. Each one of them has 4 questions. A design thinker is an emotional animal. You will find all these things are emotion driven. That is what is called adaptive learning. That is what is adaptive learning.
Adaptive learning.
Yes.
Okay.
We will be going into that later. Anything else? Now let us have a few minutes of question answer. Then we will go into, then we will meet tomorrow morning. But first let us have some question answers. Yes, any doubts, any questions that you might be having?
So these questions are primarily for the retrospective, but I think very similar could be done for moving forward as well, right? Or
See,
something
only
else.
from here, these questions are the backbone through which you move forward, isn't it?
Right.
You see, this is nothing but in cognitive science, it can be called adaptive learning, or it can also be called as adaptive opportunism.
Adaptive?
Opportunism.
Opportunism,
If you,
okay.
Opportunism, that means you take the opportunity to understand things emotionally. Because you see, please understand one thing, data is very misleading. That is what a design thinker believes. He is not, one of the reasons why design thinking is supposed to be so powerful during the COVID pandemic and the post-COVID era. Why?
To
Can any of you tell me?
to adapt to
because
the situations.
Situations changed a lot.
To understand what each user require. I think that is the most striking point why design thinking is being populated, or maybe even Philip Kotler and Waldemar and then another guy, Professor Uwe. So even they also brought up with the book, The Human to Human Mindset. The Human to Human Marketing, wherein they were also talking a lot about design thinking as a mindset, design thinking as a method, design thinking as a tool, and how design thinking can move from a goods dominant logic, product centric pattern of marketing, or maybe pattern of looking at things, to a service dominant logic. So how that can actually help the user to solve their problems. So I think that is what design thinking, that is a primary reason why design thinking has been very well being uptaken in many fields, I guess.
Yeah, you are, in a way, you are right. Definitely so. There is no doubt about it. But there are 3 major reasons why, because of this pandemic, design thinking has become so very important. Extraordinarily important. One, the pandemic has blown to smithereens all past data. Your past data is no more relevant. What has happened in the past, you cannot replicate it in the new normal. In the past, it was output driven. Future is outcome driven. Past was team building. Future is teaming and working. There is no question. Geographies have been blown. Everything has gone online. The second very important thing is the future has become uncertain. You do not know what is, can any one of you tell me what is going to happen 2 months down the line? Nobody knows. Nobody can predict. Everywhere, things are so haywire. Some, it is all, from epidemic, it might become endemic. But then even then, businesses will be disrupted very seriously. New ways of doing business are coming. People are now, Modi went and now he is talking about cyber security.
Right, sir. I mean, the way
Because
we live,
everyone has
we are
gone
not going to
online.
live the same way.
Everyone has gone online. The third thing is healthcare has become a major issue. You see, preventive healthcare has become more important than treating, healthcare, managing healthcare. Preventive healthcare has become more important. So people are having to think in new ways. That is where design thinking has become so very important. And at the center of everything is man, and man is an emotional animal. Simple, straightforward statement. Any questions?
No, sir. Got it.
क्या हुआ भाई? Absolute silence.
Got it, sir.
What, Atulji?
I was thinking what all I have been missing so far. So what to read before the next class.
Do you find sense in what I'm telling?
Yes, sir. Yes, definitely.
Do you think it will be useful to you in your consultancy?
Yes, definitely. It's a totally new way of looking at things. So I was actually stopping myself not to think my old way. So that's why I said what to read for tomorrow rather than think of what I was doing.
See, slowly we will build design thinking into you. Don't worry about it. All these things will fit in beautifully. Beautifully, they will all fit in. We have not yet started design thinking. We are just preparing the ground. We are just priming the mind of the people for design thinking. When the design thinking really starts with the design brief, you will find that it is all falling into place. See, design thinking is a way of life. Once you become a design thinker, a very wonderful world will open up in front of you. It is not to say that the way people are doing things is not right. No, it is not that. Every method has its benefits and advantages. Every method, be it the 5 why or a fishbone analysis or whatever you call it, everything has got its benefit. See, eternally from the beginning, since Taylor, started the management principles, man has been focusing more on value capturing rather on value creation.
Yeah.
All sorts of systems, be it TQM or Six Sigma, you call it whatever, or Toyota, manufacturing system, management system, or whatever you call it, or the Kanban, Kaizen, everything is what? Value capturing. You're talking about increasing efficiency. You're talking about increasing revenue. You're talking about improving processes. Where are we talking about value creation? Design thinking talks about value creation. That is the most beautiful thing about it. That is why companies like Apple, Google, Intel, Amazon, Microsoft, they are all world leaders, or Samsung are world leaders only because they have adopted design thinking as a way of life. And that ensures that they create value. They talk with the man at the center of everything. Should we break for the night? I think it's 10:20. We are already 20 minutes past 10.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We will meet tomorrow morning at 10.
Yes, sir.
Arunji, are there any, just as not for tomorrow, but during the next 4 duration of this course, could you share something that we can read up on, something recommended?
Yes, there are hundreds of books on design thinking, but
So
I
if
can
you
tell
can
you one
share-
thing. I can definitely put out those books to you. There is absolutely no issue. I can give you the books from Tim Brown himself, who has written on design thinking. But Pooja ji, I will tell you only one thing. Unless you have a passion for reading books, they will not help you. Because you see, all these books, what they do is they will only confuse you further. I will give you all the books that you want. I can give you the best books which are available.
PhD was
But I'm just like, so to somebody who's getting introduced to this topic, maybe in the last 6 months or something, maybe, but I'll go with what you're saying. I'll go with the flow.
No, I'll tell you, what I'm suggesting is, you first get hands-on experience during this 4 or 5 classes that we are going to have. Why I'm telling 4 or 5 classes is because there are lots of things that we have to learn, and I can go very fast. That is not an issue for me. Like I was talking to Mohan, he was telling me, Arun, you are going very slow, so you will not be able to complete it within this period. I know, but the thing is, my point is, just for the sake of doing a class, if I do it, then there is no sense in it.
Absolutely.
See, you should be very comfortable with the idea. You should not just be comfortable with the idea. Tomorrow, you should be able to work with it. So what I'm telling is, let us enjoy the process of discussing and learning design thinking. And after that, I will give you 3 or 4 books. Go through it. You will find they are very helpful. But then, they will be very heavy. Because what happens is, they are all books like Tim Brown's. I will post it in the group tonight itself. You can go through it. Tim Brown's book. Tim Brown is the person who started IDEO, and he is one of the founders of Hasso-Platter D School of Stanford. And they are the world's #1 in design thinking teaching. They are very efficient. They are very good. I have read that book maybe 10 times, 15 times. And, I still find it very difficult sometimes to relate to many of the things they are telling. That's why I said that first get a hands-on understanding of it. And then you read the book. Definitely, I think you will be helped by it.
Could I say something, sir?
Please.
See, what has happened is that Arun sir has actually brought design thinking into teaching design thinking. Those books will teach us design thinking, but now the perspective that is coming is actually design thinking applied for itself. That is why this course is, I think I'm just believing in what you are saying, and we'll just follow the methodology here.
See, I'll tell you, you will find it much more easier because this is in a very digestible form. You see, they will talk about how empathize goes into define, how define goes into ideation, how ideation goes into prototyping, how prototyping goes into experimentation, and how it reverts back to, empathize. Yes, it will go like that only, but we can also talk about it in a different way.
Less is always more.
I will do one thing. I will post those books tonight. I will post one of those books. I will let me see where it is. I will say, take out the e-book of it and I'll post it today. Go through it. Huh?
Sir, can we have?
Don't want to get confused further, Sahab.
First, our
You will
foundation.
not get confused. They are not confusing people. They're very heavy. You see, they will use jargons and terminologies which are very heavy. That is what I'm telling you.
If
When
you
you
have
read it, you will
time,
understand it yourself.
if somebody has time, okay, no issue.
See, I'll tell you this example which I gave of Oslo or Helsinki, the swimming pool, was from that book. There you will find lots of such examples. You know, this same example they will explain in 25-30 pages. What I have done is I have shrunk it to a very manageable extent and I have presented it. Go through the books, you will find it very interesting.
PPT or presentation which you have displayed for and etc.
I'm unable to hear. Yes, what did you say?
Hello, can we have that presentation of PPT kind of thing which you have presented?
No, this PPT I cannot give, that is proprietary. But the video you are going to get now.
Okay, fine.
You are going to get the video, and Bhavesh ji, as long as I am alive, you can contact me. My phone number will not change.
It's not a question of this.
No, any time you are, see, I say for 3 months, but I never refuse anybody's phone call. Any time you want, you contact me, and they are available for you.
Thank you.
I will explain it to you. Absolutely no issue. Okay. Within another half an hour, I will, another 15-20 minutes, I will post that book on design thinking by Tim Brown.
First, you better have dinner. Then after.
Tomorrow, sir.
Tomorrow, 10 o'clock morning, 9:45. Please come.
We are not going to read. We are not going to read at night now. Those books. Night time we are not going.
Mr. Jigesh, are you there?
How are you? How
Yes,
are
I'm there. I'm very much there.
How are you doing?
I'm very much there.
Where are you now?
Did you find it helpful?
Yes, very, very simply and well explained. I could sit through 3 hours.
Because you are an economic consultant, and you.
No, I've got a lot of ideas, and I need to rewatch these videos to, actually sink in this thing.
Definitely. Okay.
Thank
Good night,
you.
folks. Good night. Meet you all tomorrow at. Mr. Anand, you are coming tomorrow, na?
Yes, I might have a slight disagreement tomorrow morning.
Okay, thank you.
I had taken a short break for the meeting and I'll get back.
Good night, folks.
Good night, sir.
Bye. Good night.
Good night.
Very good night.
Good night.